You've been scammed. Instead of spending years to stay mediocre at a language, sit on your couch and watch shows and actually become fluent this time. Most language learning products today are designed around streaks, gamified lessons, and travel phrases. For example, here we have Duolingo. Their first couple of units, it says get around a city, order food and drink, and shop for clothes and use present tense. Now, these are all tourist-orientated topics. Serious learners want to become conversational and fluent, not just memorize isolated vocabulary, but they don't have many options outside of tutors and college courses. Now, apps intentionally prioritize daily engagement over fluency. Courses and tutors are costly and slow, and no existing tool bridges vocab to real native content efficiently. Users get streaks but can't hold real conversations. During my interviews, there were phrases like Duolingo Spanish, for example, that native speakers have told me about, where they can identify if someone has learned their Spanish from Duolingo or not. And even if they sound fine, they lack the cadence, culture, and a certain cohesiveness which separates them from native language speakers. Learners lose motivation and waste time and feel scammed when years of study don't translate to real world fluency. Now, you've probably tried out some of these apps, and let me guess, you start out a language app, you rack up a streak, and then you lose it, and you realize you still can't speak the language. You know the story is because these apps make money by keeping you learning, slowly, not by making you fluent. They're incentivized to keep you on their app as long as possible, having you renew their subscription month after month. Apps like Duolingo are okay for people just looking to learn a couple phrases, but they're not optimized for people who want to become conversational and fluent. Now, our solution is SAVANT. This is a new language learning app that we've developed. We use research-backed techniques to help serious learners go from basic proficiency to fluent conversation. This isn't new. Polyglots have been using this technique for years. Here's how it works. First, we focus on the Pareto principle of the word distribution. Now, 80% of the words that you hear in a daily conversation come from just the first 1,000 most common words. Things like the, is, but, and. Memorizing these words unlocks most of the language that you see or hear. And then comes immersion. Shows, movies, sports, news articles. We transcribe that content and calculate how many of the words from that top 1,000 are used in the content itself. Using a simple formula, this formula you see on the right here, we see how beginner-friendly the words is. The higher the score, the more beginner-friendly it is. For example, a kid's show might score near 100% or 1, and a political drama like House of Cards might score closer to 50% because words like senator or Congress are rarely part of daily speech. Users improve, and we track all their metrics. And why this works is because immersion is the best form of language learning. Here we have our MVP, our landing page. Here we have the top 1,000 most common words. And of course, we have the media as well with all these different filters. Now, let's say I wanted to watch this media. I see it as a common distribution score of 0.58 or 58%. And let's say I want to read off what it says here. So I read off, 我可能不能上课因为我要参加. Now, I don't know what this says. It says, I hover over it and I get the answer. It says, 记久yan, which is slang for 经济医疗知识yan, which means EMT. Now, I can also see what it is in other contexts, and I see it means first responder. So, of course, we have the other transcript as well right below it. And then I see the advanced analytics. We have all here. Everything that you see is on here. Even at this early stage, we're seeing strong signs of demand and validation. We've interviewed over 20 people, and 70% of them said they're frustrated with current apps and want a faster path to fluency, with a significant majority showing great interest in our product and saying they'd use it when it was finished. Now, the market for language learning acquisition is about $64 billion globally and is projected to 4x by 2030.
I'm exactly the kind of founder Rice is looking for. I've taken an idea, interviewed, iterated, and made it all in under 2 months. And I'm also very aware of the gaps that I still have. What makes me a good, strong fit is that I want that mentorship. I'm coachable, I learn fast, and I'm willing to put in the work. Thank you for watching this presentation.